Yay. Hopefully that means we're working. Hopefully. I'm muted. No, I'm not. Yay. Welcome to Lazy Mini Painting. I'm Laz. I'm the guy who sits behind the camera and does this for therapy. Please don't ask how it works. I'm not sure myself. But tonight we continue working on the Ork Rock stage. And I don't know which parts I want to work on. I have no idea. I've not got a clue. I could continue painting the orcs. I could continue putting the stage together. I could try soldering things. I could do lots of stuff that I don't know where to do or where to start. So that's what I'm going to do for the beginning of this stream, is figuring out what the bloody hell I want to do. That's usually a good thing, isn't it? While I'm waiting for that, obviously I'm going to turn my phone volume down, because otherwise you get echo, and I've got to jump into portrait mode because that's the way this works for some strange reason. No worries, Graham. Thank you very much for calling in, man. You have a good night. Notice you were playing, so you've been gaming a lot today, so enjoy and get some good sleep. But I don't know what to do. I'm at that weird stage now. I'm not sure what to do. Hopefully somebody can give me some inspiration, but until then, I'm going to look around. I know what else I can do. I know one thing I can do, because I've not done it yet, but I don't know whether I will yet. That's the other thing. When me and Northern went to Element Games, I did pick up 2 boxes of World Eaters. Berserkers, sorry. And I've built 1 box, just so you don't watch me build 2 boxes of them. And I have 1 box unopened. But also, while I was there, I picked up this little box here. See this little box? And this little box has Runtherd and Gretchen. Good evening, Ali. Good evening. Now, I'm not... The Runtherd... Yeah, fair enough, it's a Runtherd. It's another Ork, and it's a squig, and it's got a stick on it. I'll find something to do that with that. That's mostly on this stick. See? So you get your little squig and your squig face, and oh, there is a Gretchen. There is a couple of Gretchen on there as well, but it's mostly the big runt herdy guy. But you also get 10 Gretchen, which are on here. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm missing a Gretchen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. You're supposed to get 10 Gretchen in this, so where's my last Gretchen? It'll be made up somehow. So I have 10 Gretchen to make, and they're going to be the roadies. They're going to be scattered all around the actual stage thing. So I can make them, but then I don't know where they're going on the stage, do I? I have no idea. Hello, Rick. Hello. Why is it not showing everything on my chat thing? I don't like it when it does this, and this is why I have an extra screen up with other things on, because it doesn't always pop up on the big chat, and I don't know why. So I'm in 3 minds tonight. Do I paint the orcs? Do I carry on building the stage? Or do I build Gretchen? I'm not going to do electronics work tonight, because I did that on Monday. And that was just... yeah. Electronics is mind-numbing and difficult. I know what I'm going to do. I've made a decision. I've decided. It took me a whole however long I've been going. 5 minutes, but I've decided. I'm going to keep working on the actual stage itself. So let's move this out of the way, because we don't need that. Don't need a wet palette if we're building the stage. So that means if I get the bloody stage out. Any good. So these are the bits that I'm going to have to use for spacing. Because, well, that's the back and essentially the top. Although it's not the top, it's the same size as what the top will be. And that'll give me... move them for a minute. That'll give me the shape that goes on there, which is good, because then I've got the shape that goes on there. If I turn it around, you actually see what I mean properly, because half of it was hanging off the edge of the camera. So it would go on, that goes on there. Ideally, I could do with something to proxy this for now. So let's get some foam core. And I'll make a proxy one of these, just so I know how much space I've got to use. Because obviously you've got the side panels, and you've got all the inside panels, and you've got the front panel which has got the speakers on it, and blah blah blah. Lots of different bits. We have the stands for where the two guitarists are going to go. So we've got bassist, which isn't painted completely yet, and lead guitarist. We know drummer's going to go back here somewhere, but how much higher up? DS, hello. Not quite painting, I'm building today. Painting will eventually happen, because it has to. I've got to paint it all once I've finished building it. But I've got to also build it first. So first of all, foam core. Now I should have at least one decent sized piece down here left, which I do. It's got a crease in it. Yeah, there's loads of crap. There's loads of crap on YouTube Live. Far too bloody much. But that's YouTube. It is YouTube. So let's get the pieces that we need to cut around and cut out so that I can put a box together. So that's the back. That's going to be the back of where the speaker system goes. Well, as I said, I do need a rough estimate and something that I can hack and remove once I've got it all together. Last time I did electronics and tried soldering, it all went to a mess, as a lot of you will already know, because I had to remove all the LEDs again. That was fun cleaning that up today. There were bloody loads. They're all in the bin now though, because none of them have got little stemmy bits, because I just hacked them all off and put new ones on. Lee, hello. So that is, I'm going to need two of these, because I'm going to need a front and a back. And then remember, you can't use super glue on these things because they melt. Lovely, lovely foam core. Melts when you put glue on it. Isn't that nice? So that's front, back. Then I don't so much need a bottom, but I definitely need a top. Now I don't need the little overhangy peggy bits. That's fine. But I definitely need a top for it. And then from the top I also need two sides. So it's not going to be the most precise thing in the world. It's just, as I said, it's just going to be a proxy to hold in place until the actual speaker system is ready to go in, and then I can just rip this out. But in the meantime, I can build round it, knowing that I can just rip this out, and I'm going to need certain areas of this available, because that's where the buttons are going to go. Right. Ding! Always good to get to see. Hello there! Hello there. I have not played Star Wars Legion. With me being a Warhammer player, or collector, should I say, because I've not played for bloody ages. With me being a Warhammer collector, I am reluctant to start other games because I'm aware of how big my collections could be if I get too far into them. So if I was to play Star Wars Legions, and it is something that I would like to play. But if I was to start getting into it, I would want a full Rebel army, and a full Imperial army, and a full Droid army. You know, just in case I wanted to play any of them. It's kind of how my Warhammer collection works as well. So with my Warhammer collection, I have enough Space Marines to build multiple armies, and then I have 2,000 point armies of a fair few of them. So I need to finish off my World Eaters which aren't too far off. It could be done with just a few extra characters. Essentially, just a couple of leaders and maybe a transport or some kind of weapons platform, like a Forge Fiend or something. I do have a Hell Brute, which is useful and nice. And I could convert, I suppose, my old Box Dreads into Hell Brutes as well. Because I doubt I'll ever be using my Box Dreads with the introduction of the primary stuff. So my Redemptor Dreadnought, my Ballistic Dreadnought, and of course Lavarus, the giant Brutalis Bear, who is just there. So I'm quite well stocked on Dreadnoughts, so I could convert my box ones down if I really wish to. Where have I put sharp stabby things? I've hid them, is why I can't find them. Because I've hid my sharp stabby things, which means now I can't find my sharp stabby things when I need my sharp stabby things. Well, not so much sharp stabby things, but the slicey. Ah, there's one. Oop, sorry. I have never been to Warhammer World. That's like all the way down in Nottingham. And I don't like going south. Some people go, but Nottingham's not south. It is from where I am. Nottingham is south. I don't like going south. As much as Treebeard might go, but it's like going downhill. No, it's not. It's not like going downhill. The people are different. Things change. It's weird. At one point, they didn't sell gravy on chips. And that's just wrong. Where's my ruler gone? Ah, so it's near you, dear. So, yeah, well, in fairness, if it was near me, I would have gone by now. Definitely would have gone by now. Or, in fact, if I drove, I probably would have been by now as well, in fairness. Problem is, I don't drive. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to get around the country, especially if you want to go to certain little areas. Yeah. See, told you I got another box. Found them as well. They're there. Can't find my bloody ruler though. Either of them. I've got two metal. There's one. Got two metal rulers. One of them's bloody huge at what? One of them's 2 foot bloody long. It's 24 inches. 24 bloody inches, and I couldn't find it. Put the light back up. The green bar. Oh, the green beer. The green beer. I wouldn't be drinking green beer. No, just no. I'm sorry, no. Beer's brown, and you only drink beer for one reason, and it's not because you like the taste. Anyone who says they like the taste is essentially an alcoholic in denial. You don't drink beer because you like the taste. You drink beer to get drunk. And my ruler is now too big for me to use on my own bloody desk. So, scooch myself out of the way. So I'm not in the way of my ruler. Scooch. Scoochie, scoochie. Scoochie, scoochie. Make it all nice and light. Scoochie, scoochie. And then we're gonna cut the line. Don't ask, I don't know. It just come out and it doesn't work. I can't even see the bloody line now. Got to look round my camera. Right, get you lined up. If I can get you lined up, that's hold in place. Hold, stay. This is the bit where we've got to hope that I don't go to hospital. I have Sparkles behind me, ready with the phone just in case. Well, not quite behind me, she's kind of to the left of me now. Because I've moved and reorientated myself so my ruler can fit. I'm just going to cut all the way down to that. That way I can make it a smaller square. Smaller squares are easier to use and manage. We figured this out last time. Well, I say last time. I figured this out using this stuff a long time ago, but I often forget. Because I've got the memory like one of those things with holes in it and I can never remember the name of it. Sieve, colander, net, one of those type of things. I've got memory like one of them. Not exactly the best thing for holding water in, put it that way. Right, so now we have a nice smaller section to work with. Why aren't you coming? Oh, because I've not got all the way through. That would help. That would help a lot, wouldn't it? No worries, Francois. And Francois Duggo. Hello, Duggo. You being a good boy? No ripping into the bin and no chewing up the... No chewing shoes. He'll be back soon. He'll be back soon. And they'll have doggy treats. He will. You be good. Good boy. A good girl. Not sure if you boy or a girl dog. But behave. Right. Now let's cut these bits. Because I've actually got room on my desk now to actually get the piece of foam core on. Come on, you son of a rail spike. I'm going to guess it's a son of a rail spike. It's a metal ruler. It's going to have some relation to a rail spike. Even if it's only distant cousin. So, what has everybody else been doing this week? And what is everyone else playing? DS, by the sounds of it, you're an avid gamer yourself. You at least know what Star Wars Legions is. And you know what Warhammer World is. So, I'm guessing you play quite a few games. Or at least 2. Being Star Wars Legions and some form of Warhammer. Or something set in a Warhammer universe anyway. You might play Blood Bowl. Which, although technically isn't Warhammer, it is set in the old world. So it kind of is Warhammer, if you think of it that way. Lord Inquisitor Doggo Farsalot is a girl. And she dug Doggo out the back in the kennel. Right, okay. Lord Inquisitor Doggo Farsalot. She is sat in the back garden, watching out for heretics, making sure no mutants turn up, and if they do, she will loose upon them the Emperor's wrath in snarling teeth and saliva. Look back from her mighty jaws, the warp shall quake. I still can't see these lines properly in case anyone's wondering why I'm struggling. I decided to use a black pen on black foam core. Clever me, aren't I? Very bloody clever. Thank you very much, Jay. Okay. I don't recall seeing the name Jay, but thank you, Jay, because you've just subscribed and it's just told me. Thank you very much. I should make that bit bigger, really. Cause... No, that's fine. That's okay. Oh, she's good doggo. Good doggo. See, listen to my waffle. Get all your tail wagging. God. You can clear that table with that tail. And if not, then there's definitely something there that you want to go after, isn't there? Yeah. Cookie. Cookie. Good. Right. Extra piece of foam core out of the way. Trim this down. And then remember how I put things together in this fashion. Because these are going to need special cuts made in them so that they actually go in. But this is actually marginally... Oh no, it doesn't need special cuts going in, because this is going to... It only needs 2 special cuts going in, because this has already got one made out of it. So I shouldn't need one on this to go with this one. Right. Hopefully that's all that done. Put the rule next to me so I can actually find it again. And we'll see what this looks like when I try and assemble it. Because I've got a feeling I've already made mistakes. Yeah, I have. Right, okay, the front and the back aren't level. That's a good start, isn't it? I've skew-wifted that one. Which isn't too bad, it's not the end of the world. As long as I can... Yeah, as long as I can join them up and one of them's a bit thicker, then so be it. Pencil or pen? Pencil this time, because pencil shows up silver. Prefer pencil. Pencil shows silver. So, I'm going to want a 1/2 centimetre divot cut down this one, because that's where the glue's going to go. And why on earth not? Well, maybe it's the wrong side. I'll find that out in a minute. And there's going to have to be a piece on this side, because this side's the actual straight side. So another 1/2 centimetre divot on this side. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long to actually get this up and running. I'm not going to use a hot glue gun, because again, it melts the bloody foam. And for some reason I can't manage to get it to go. I can't use glue guns. Let's face it, I just can't use glue guns. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it. I'm not going to try and pretend. I just can't bloody do it. Don't know why. You would think I'd be able to use a glue gun. You know, with all the time I'd spend gluing things together, you'd think I would have at least tried to have mastered that technique by now. Apparently not. I'm a complete dingbat and didn't. So, there we go. Let's cut them out, glue that in. So, glue that piece into those pieces once we've cut them out. And then hopefully I can try and glue the ends on and it's gonna go nicely. Fingers crossed. Hope so. But we all know, especially those of you who have been here before, my plans don't always work out. So we want to score through this, but we don't want to go all the way through. We only want to go so far down. And this is the bit where I risk cutting through my fingers, because I freehand trying to get it down to the paper. Which means I wait until I can feel just the tip rubbing across the other side of the piece of paper with my fingers. Definitely not a good idea. Good evening, Lee. I have not had the replacement thing show up yet, so I'm not in the market of asking for yours and Graham's help just yet regarding that. But what are you working on tonight, mate? Are you doing electronics? Are you getting some practice in? Or some more practicing, because you've already worked with electronics before. It's not the first time, which is why I think to ask you and Graham, because you actually understand how to use a soldering iron and not burn LEDs or everything else that's going on in there. See, I think it's the LEDs that I've burnt off and that's why it's not working. Okay, I think. I could be wrong. I don't think I am in this case, but I could be. And we all know the messy bit that comes with this now, which is scrapiness. Remove the layer of foam from the paper without cutting the paper off, you absolute buffoon. I do call myself a buffoon a lot, as well as a moron a lot, I know. I call myself quite a lot of things, actually. It's usually to help try and keep concentration and not make mistakes. But I still make mistakes. So it obviously doesn't bloody work, does it? So, foam coat. Approximately done. Need to get the top edge and just there we go. That's that one done. And I dread to think how many of these type of things I've actually made in the past. It's certainly getting up there now, because this is a few times I've done this type of stuff. Like when I tried to do the church, and that failed miserably, didn't it? It was the same concept with that. And then when I did the back of the magical world as well, that one just didn't work. I'm not sure what happened with that one. That one just went all weirdy and wrong. And this is a bit Lars has got to try not to chop his fingers off. Which I'm actually doing surprisingly well at so far. Touch wood. But hopefully it's not gonna. No worries, Al. You have a good night, and hopefully it's not a stressful day in work tomorrow. It's a nice, uneventful one. Simple, easy. Start the work. Day flies. Clock off. Come home, and it's Friday tomorrow, innit? So start at weekend. Start at weekend. Let them all know you'll be out. You'll be rallying up the town. Lock up your sons. Oh, sugar. Stay there and go behind the pillow so you don't fall over. There we go. I figured out if I keep it on my chair next to me, I'm not going to lose it there. Because it's right next to me on the chair. Scrape, 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 scrape. Move the desk because I'm shaking the desk and the camera's going wibble wobble, wibble wobble, wibble wobble. Ali's not disagreeing the fact that you should lock up your sons because she's coming to weekends and she's going to be out having a party and a jolly good time. Come on, quack, quack, quack. Off. That was come on, come on, come on. That wasn't doing the Father Ted thing. I was doing come on, come on, come on. No, go on, go on, go on. May sounded similar, but it wasn't. It's not the same. Right. We have two little runners. Ba-boom, ba-boom. Ready to glue this in. So to do that, we need the thick glue. We need the thick glue. The one that I'm not entirely sure is gone. Oh, sugar. Oh no, that worked. That worked. I even got a little bit of a dollop on my jeans then as well. Let's pop you on there. Then what I'm going to do is we're just going to, because there was loads on it, I'm going to smear some on this one. And then I've got loads on that one and loads on that one. Just to make sure that there is plenty of glue going all around. Yeah. To glue this in place. Right, now stick you in there. And then you in there. And then kind of balance you a little bit and line you up because you need a little bit of ending. Right, Big Key. Hey up, lad. You alright? How's the day going? Is it going well? Has it all just gone to crap? Have you decided no more today? That's it. You've had enough? Or have you decided nope, today is a good day? Could be any of them. See, now that's not holding. And this is where you need 1, 2, 3 blocks. Move them out of the way. And we a 1, 2, 3 block in there like so. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit 2 in. I think that's too wide for it. Yeah, it is. Dagnabbit. So definitely one can go there. And then one can go on the other side to hold that in place. And then I need something to hold that in place. And this is where certain types of clamps would come in very useful. Or if I had a load of those pins left that I clipped off, they might come in useful as well. There we go. So all the pins that I clipped off the bottom of the LEDs, these little tiny little things. Better than yesterday. Yep, take it. Take that. Any improvement, any day that's slightly better than the day before is a win. In my book anyway. If you're functioning, it's a win. And if it's better than the day before, it's a win. That one's bending. That's not sitting square though. Right, while I'm waiting for you to sit square, that would have been my ruler. While I'm waiting for that to sit and dry in a squarish manner, I do have an idea on 2 certain pieces that can go in place. I'll move that. Get rid of that. Because nobody likes a big sharp knife sat in the middle of the desk threatening to cut their hands up. Rub the glue away just to help it disappear and go away. And bring this big old bad boy back out. Right. So my original intention was to have these pieces at an angle. Because obviously this is where the speakers are going to be. But looking at the speaker set, so I just pull this back over for a minute, as it does kind of say wah on it, but this has to go along there. So as long as I'm not, so if I put that in there, it doesn't actually block the speaker hole, see? So it means I can actually put them flat against it, and I should be able to then get the other one to go flat against that on that side, and neither side should block the speaker holes. That's the idea, and from there I can build up. Yeah, and that's why I've got the box thing in, so when I am building up I can put the foam core box in here, and then I don't have to worry about all the glue going over all this. So with that being the case now, I do need the Sharpie knife bit back. Well, I've just put the Sharpie knife bit there, because I'm going to have to remove some levels of plastic off some of these areas so that they can be glued down. It's gonna be fun. It is gonna be fun. And worrying for those people who know me. Because I'm using a blade again. Well, why can't you just use like files and things, you know, stuff that isn't sharp and you gotta injure yourself with? Well, I don't always have them available to hand, which is why I don't always use files and things. If I knew where they all were at all times, I would use them. Problem is, my desk is a complete mess, so I'm not sure where it is, but I think I've just found one. I've just found a file, a very old file, but it's still a file. So that's where we get in. Essentially to this section here, essentially. You need to scrape the paint off so that there's going to be connection possibilities with the other piece of plastic. And we do what we can to clear it all off. Probably would have been better off with something a little harder and a little more abrasive. So where is that little... I had a little mini saw blade here earlier, and I'm not sure where it's gone. It was definitely here. It was a little saw blade, because it's the saw blade that I stole the handle for the shank. I can't find my shank at the minute either. I call it my shank because it is. It's a handle with a half hacksaw blade in it. That's a shank. Nope, not working. Right. Well, at least with this side I can get right the way down. Then we try filing away a groove. And the paint, so that the plastic can react. Because if you don't clear away the paint, the plastic doesn't react. I know it might sound stupid because I'm not using super glue. I'm using plastic glue, which is why you need the plastic to react. So, see, you get a nice area there where the plastic will work. Well, that's the idea anyway. Do the same down this one. I also need to take down a little bit of the side, because the Sky Shield landing pad is a mouldy piece and it does have raised edges. It doesn't want you to necessarily use it as a flat piece. Not good. And then we get the two pieces now, which are these, and we glue the bottom of them. I've just realised have I got a nozzle cleaner with me? Do I need a nozzle cleaner? Pardon me. Yes, I need a nozzle cleaner, but that's to go in there, and then I get another one that goes on the other side, and then we build it up from those with these. Oh, I forgot these were double thickness, so they need a finisher. I forgot about that. Which means they need a leveling as much as possible. They're not quite level though, but they do need leveling as much as possible. Because they have been glued together now. They just need finishing off. And these are the high bits for the speakers. Right. Check the little box. The little box is doing good. I just need a nozzle cleaner, also known as purifying flame. It should be in a coat pocket somewhere, because I thought it was in my jeans, but it's not. Nozzle cleaner, found it. got my orange nozzle cleaner. Now please don't do this at home, children. It's why I'm also doing it off camera. Because fumes and flames are not fun things. They are, but only when you're a grown-up. So you've got to be careful. It only becomes fun when you're a grown-up. So a little bit on there, and then a little bit down there, which is going to connect to the back of that bit. I hope. It's supposed to anyway. Get on. Get on and stay on, please. I'm just going to put you there for a moment. And this one's going to go on the opposite side. I just don't have enough room on that. I suppose I could bend. And nobody wants to look at my jeans, but that's kind of where I need you to be. So just be there for a minute, please. Glue back on this and a little bit of glue on that. And then we want this to go in here. Right, that's a good start to the Ork stage. Now you're going to be nice and just go where I need you to now. So you can come over this side just to help hold that up. And you go in behind so I can plan. See? It does work when I think. I just don't think very often. If I did think, that'll be a wonderful thing. What's this now? I had a missed call 31 minutes ago. That's odd. Why did I have a missed call 31 minutes ago? I've been live for over half an hour. Don't know why. Right. So they look to be lined up relatively well. So now I know I've got to try and put... Right, this is the difficult bit. On the top section, which is neither of these... Ah, there it is. On the top section, there are holes for buttons. So I know I can't... So that's going to go on there. Okay, so I can't block that section. I know I can't block that. What I can do is build up over this section though. So if I can get something, maybe a frame of some kind to go across the top here, and then be able to have those on them. Then I can slide that out. And yeah, I think that should work. The amount of little plastic things I've got to keep to hand is getting daft. It's getting silly. So now let's look at things that are going to be potentially long enough to fit that gap. And sturdy enough. So not only does it have to be long enough, it also has to be sturdy enough. I mean, you've got sprue, which if you can find a long enough piece, I suppose would. Oh, see, that's nice, a nice big thick bit of sprue, but it's not quite long enough. The only bit of sprue that's long enough is quite flimsy and flippy. But that would be long enough. Now do a double it up and try and find two pieces that are like that. Oh, I know where I need to go. I should go look. I specifically left a box of bits out for doing this project. And it's a lot of boxes of scenery and other things. So, hopefully... See, there you go. Two reasonably thick ones. So if I can just cut that out and then remove like this section, I'll have those two bits at the end. And they should be big enough to then pop those on top of. See? So I think we're going to go with that as an idea. Which means I've got to take all the other little bits out. Like, well, there's only about 3 things on here. A wheel. Oh, yeah, there's 3 things on this. So it's not much. Not much at all. Let's just take those little components out because we're going to want to use them as extra parts of the Ork building that I'm making. I did see my snips not long ago, which is very useful. If I could find them again, please. No, you weren't there. Were they under the desk? They might be under the desk. I'm going to have a look under the desk again. If anyone is here new today, thank you very much for joining me. If you're wondering why has this guy not got a clue what he's doing and why is he so erratic, it's just the way I am. It is me. It's 100% me. I'm just never organised. So it doesn't always work the way I want it to. Ah, see, even catching myself in the face with my own light. So we're gonna take this section. Which does mean clipping off a lot of little plastic bits. Oh, I can move this back up now, can't I? There we go. Moving the nubbly bits, moving the nubbly bits, moving the nubbly bits of the sprue here. Dun, 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 dun. But, ooh, that looks like a nice piece actually. Nice curved section to it. This, I've got a feeling this came with the stump. This is from the stumper. This particular bit of sprue. Boom! Let's see if I can poke a hole through the curtains. Yeah. Bang! Boom! Yeah. This is how my keyboard ends up with bits of sprue in it. Take off the long bit. Boom. Bing! Pop. Kadoosh. Badang. And any other weird and wonderful words and sounds you wish to make while you're firing pieces of plastic across the living room. Or the gaming room, depending wherever you're doing your hobbying. Oh, that one went over there. I want to remove a lot of the inside one. I'm just going to take out that entire section inside there. And then this section as well. Don't want them in there. And any other protrudy bits. So we do actually want to clip them out, them 3 out, and them 2 out, and then round off the edge, and then just clip the bottom off that bit. Because I want to keep that for structure. One of these days, it is going to whip me in the face. I know it is. So we're just going to keep going and popping on. Oh dear. And then what we may have to do is cut down a little bit, because that might be too wide. Yeah, that's going to be way too long, isn't it? That is way too long to go on there. So I'm going to cut a section out in the middle. Although, how far does that come for the buttons? Where's the one with the buttons? There it is. Because if this gap back here is enough for the buttons, let's have a look. It is. That is enough for the buttons. We just need to square it up in the middle of the actual. That's right, that, isn't it? So I'm gonna glue that in place now, which has got to be some of the smallest connection points I'm going to have on this, which is there, and then through that, pop that on there like so. Don't ask me why I've got different accents every now and again. It just happens again, and another part of just me being me. Orky voice hasn't come out yet, so we're alright. When that comes out, that's when you know I've lost it. That's when you know I'm losing my plot. The marbles have gone. Right, so now I can build up behind and along the side of this, under here and under here, to give it some rigidity. Rigidity, that's a big word for me, isn't it? Rigidity. Now let's have a look at the bits and the stuff that I've got and see if there's anything that I can give rigidity to it. I can do that, but keep it kind of the same. So how high does it actually need to be? Rough. I mean, look, if I've got girders and things like that to use, then awesome. 1, 2. Are we looking about 3 inches? Three and 3/16. So we're looking at, is that actually 8 centimeters? Would that make it easier? Eight centimeters makes it easier. So I need 8 centimeters worth of sprue. Hopefully in a nice little square area that I don't have to worry about. Or I need 8 centimeters of things like girders. As I said, I've got lots of things to be helping me make this stuff, but some of it may not fit as I want. So for just structure, I'm going to use sprue. I'm going to have to, unless, are the ladders 8 centimeters? If the ladders are 8 centimeters long, No, they're more like 12. I'd have to do a lot of removals. I'd have to do a lot of removing and taking things apart to get 8 centimeters worth of that specific sprue. But I do have lots of this brown sprue, so I'm going to use that because it's relatively thick. I can measure off an 8 centimeter block of it quite simply. So I put a mark in there, and then do a lot of measure. As I said, my desk isn't big enough at the moment, so I'm having to eyeball a lot of this just off my desk. So there's one nice 8 centimeter section. Now, just to clean up that end of this bit, because if you use snips, one side gets pressed and one side gets cut clean. So you cut clean again the other side, just to make sure that when you're coming back in for your next one, you've got a nice level place to go off. And then you measure up from the bottom of the ruler up to the 8 centimeter section. Make sure the ruler doesn't move. Put a notch in it, so that's going to be our next section. And they should be about the same length. See, it works. It works. Oh, let's see how big. It's going to need something to help, obviously, raise it and make sure it's nice and secure and box-like. So I'm just going to shave these down. Eyes, brew, monitor, curtains, everything's getting shot at with a little piece of plastic. Not far enough. This is the dangerous yet fun part. Are you not glued? Or is it you that's not glued? I've got a feeling it's you that's not glued. Which isn't the good bit, but hey ho, we'll do what we must and we'll do what we can. And I don't know when to do that there and then do that there, and that gives us that bit. I've not removed the nubbly bits. I've not removed more nubbly bits. That's how wonderfully intelligent I am. Hey, that one got the boom arm. Ping, 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 ping. Sparkles has gone missing. I mean, she hasn't. She's still in the house somewhere, but I looked behind a minute ago and she was there. And I looked behind again and she's gone. That's never reassuring, is it? That one went on a bit of a bouncing fit around the room. That one took a tour de desk. You've heard of Tour de France, now you've heard of Tour de desk. Right, so I need somewhere where this isn't gonna Or I should at least, there we go. Right, so we get it the right way around. We look for the little bits, the little white bits that we've clipped off. That's the right way around. How close are you going to be to being perfect? Not close enough. And of course I can't use plastic glue on the plastic thing because the plastic thing is going to melt as well. So what the hell am I going to glue this on? What am I going to glue this on that is not going to glue itself to? I need something. I need something. I can't just not glue it, can I? Nah, that might work. A good old bit of cork. And then we find that end. And that end. And then we want this piece to glue them together with too. And then that glues onto the board. And that holds this end up. I hope. My theory's there. I just don't know whether it's going to work. So blob of glue in there. Blob of glue in there. Make sure they do actually go in. Hold them in place. And I know it looks like I'm kind of making a door. But I'm not making a door. I'm making a frame. Technically a door frame, but still it's a frame. That won't have a door in it, it's just going to hold. It's going to be there to support. Both morally and physically. Oh, but Jesus. That's a lot of resin, that is, Graham. That's a lot of resin. Graham, you're using a lot of resin on those kitty cats. Right. I need to do it again. So I need to find something with relatively sturdy-ish, thick 8cm sections. Ideally something that I've already started hacking away from, so I don't have to. Oh, you're too flimsy. It's nice bits on there though. It's got the skull bit on there. It's got some nice bits on that bit, but it's too flimsy. Whereas that section looks okay. And I've got two of them, and then I can cut the middle bit out. So let's start removing nubbly bits that are attached to ladders. Now again, the ladders may getting chopped up and going on because they might make girders or just ladders in general, because you need ladders to get up high on top of things. And it might give me somewhere for Gretchen to go, because there is still the case of I'm going to have to build up from here as well. This is still going to come up higher, which yes is going to be another structural nightmare for me, but we shall get it done. We shall get it done. Yeah, both those pieces are well over 8 centimeters long, so I can just snip snip near the bases and just pull it out and then cut it to actual size. So there's one. And there'll be two ish. Oh, it might be a little bit longer actually, but it's okay at this moment. It's okay at this moment. And we take the central bar out, which again is way too long. Which you can't even see. It's those 3 pieces there. Put the ruler back next to me, so hopefully it doesn't fall off this time. It's probably gonna, but I'm gonna hope it doesn't. And I just realised I don't want to remove the ruler from there, do I? I want to remove that to dry over there. And I want to take these 3 pieces here, and then I want to move this entire section, which is starting to get a bit heavy now. That'd be because you've got 2, 1, 2, 3 blocks on it, Laz, you absolute bloody buffoon. 1, 2, 3 blocks make things heavy because they weigh a bit. Right, now move you all over to there, so you're out of the way and I'm not knocking you. Huzzah! Right. Now we have these 3 bits. Again, nubby them down. Nubby, 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 nubby. Ding 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 ding. Ah, I almost became crazy frog then. Ooh. That's not a good thing, is it? Ding 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 bam bam. Don't. No, I shouldn't do that. It's not funny. It's not big. It's not clever. It's infuriating and annoying. So Laz, stop it. I think that's had enough knobbly bits removed. Ah, got it, fucker. Got it. Did eventually. Right. Okay, now we want to cut down to 8 centimeters before it's glued together, otherwise it's going to snap and break. We know this because we've tried and done it. So, ruler. Notch into him. And then I notch into him. It is a big old notch, I've got to admit. Now where did I put the notch in for this? Ah, there it is. There it is, found it. And that should leave them at a nice, roughly same height. See, I can file it. afterwards. I just can't cut it afterwards. So I need to make sure I get the cut right. Now in this case, so that needs to be cut down from there to that bit which is barely visible. And that bit which is going to be barely visible. But barely is better than not. Ooh, that hit the primer. Or did it hit? Oh wow! That hit the dry brush that stood up on its own. Did good, that one. I've got that song stuck in my head now. So if everyone's wondering why is this nutter going on about doing crazy froggy things, I've got it stuck in my head. Ring ding 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 ding. Ring ding ding ding. Whoa, boss. Don't ask. I'm not sure. It happened. It happened. It definitely happened. I can't deny that. Not sure why though. In case you're wondering what these block things are that I'm using, they're called 1, 2, 3 blocks. They're called that because it's an inch that way, it's 2 inches that way, and it's 3 inches that way. Literally 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. Brilliant little things just for doing this. Nope, too big. Oh, sorry, they're too small. Yeah, I think I'm getting a couple of grates. So, a couple of grates to finish these off. Not so much grates, panels, essentially. No, I'll clip any bits off that need clipping off because they overhang. But if my rough eyeing it up is right, that should pop in there quite nicely. And I just need to remove those bits off. Which I'm going to keep because they make handy handholds. And also shave those bits off. Just because they're the actual bits that are supposed to clip onto things and I don't want them on there. No, kitty. Nope, 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 nope. No, because I know you've been fed, and I know you've got food in your bowl, and I know you've got water, and what you're asking for is for me to come all the way over there and sit on the settee and not do what I'm doing just so you can sit on me. Isn't it? That's what you're asking. Yeah, see, I know. I knew this. I know what my cat's like. She is a pain in the rear end. Let's skip to live on my own stream. Yay, there we go. So there are 2 people watching me, which I've got a feeling is actually me and Sparkles watching myself on my own stream. Kitty, no. Eames, it's not happening. It's not happening, Eames. Yeah, you sit there and give yourself a scratch. And then filey away. Filey. Got to sit really going at it because I need it to go right down. So I can. Now glue down these sections because this is what's going to connect to the actual girders, or the uprights should I say, and then that's going to slot in on there. And it's at that point we just get that and plonk it right on top. And then we try and move that bit, and we'll find a grey one. Ta-di-da. And we'll put one of them on that one. I am going to take a brief break after this in a moment. Refill my cup of tea. Go do things that I need to do off camera. Personal things, of course. I'm sure you can probably guess what a couple of those things might, or at least guess along the right lines towards that thing. Whether or not you guess the right thing is a different matter. But I will be taking a short break soon. While I'm taking that short break, I will be putting up the discount code again for Rogue's Den Hobbies, because now the 75ml cats are available. So if you was watching the other week when I was showing off, well, I wasn't showing off, I was looking around Rogue's Den Hobbies website at the 32ml cats. Now though, the 75ml cats. So if you're more of a bust painter rather than a mini army painter, there are bust size cats for you to paint. Now they do come more individually, whereas obviously the 32mls come in pairs and sets. You can pick your cat, and 75ml is obviously a much bigger scale. So please, while I'm having my break, leave me on one device if you can, and whatever device you would use for a PC. Go have a quick look at his website. As I said, I will be putting it up as my little display screen, so along with the 10% discount code. Can't forget that. Well, discount's discount. And as far as I'm aware, I only got this discount code so I can use it. But I wasn't told that I couldn't pass it on to other people. So I give it everyone on the channel. Nobody's used it yet, so, well, apart from me, but I don't count because, well, I'm me. And it was my discount code to begin with. So I was expected to be the one that used it. But if you wish to use it, it is the last 10. It's very simple. It's a very, very easy discount code. But I will sit and get confused with my phone for a moment because I don't know what it was doing then. It was being nuts. And then I glue this bit down. And this bit goes on that one. And then I pick it back up again because I'm an idiot. And then I go snip, 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 snip to get rid of all those bits. And then put that back on there. Just give that a slight touch to get it back into place. And then get the 1, 2, 3 block and go plonk. Okay. So now I'm waiting for various things to dry, including the section over there on top of that's going to make the top of the stage. And then these bits are going to make the supports of the stage. And I have other bits that are in there and around there at the moment that I think may not be quite lined up. Oh well, let's go find some music for everyone to listen to and make it at least a little bit more starbound. There it is. Now this is one from Arius and the Nation that he has kindly let me use.
Every word was a lifeline, but the paper's wearing thin. And I swore that I would never break, but promises are hard to take if love was built on fragile things. We're just flying on paper wings. Paper wings won't hold the sky, but we still try. We still try. Every fall just feels the same, but I still call out your name.
through the midnight air. Every spark says we're almost there. Chasing lines that we can't define. Every step leaves the ground behind. All the weight just falls away. Every shadow turns to day. We've been running out of time, but the climb is worth the fight. We're rising where the stars ignite, breaking through the endless
music, because otherwise it's just going to keep going on. Is that the right one? No, I did not mute that one. Mic auxiliary. And I didn't mute that one either. Is that them all muted now apart from the microphone? Yes! We're getting there, we're getting there. We've not got the spuds on though. Gotta keep the spuds on. Gotta keep the spuds on the camera. Right, so let's see how this is doing. See, it's not quite set properly yet, has it? Am I going to have to put another beam across it somewhere? I hope not. I hope not. And this one is somehow managed to stick a little bit to there. And is that one? That one's sturdier. That one's much sturdier. So we get the big section, move them. And all the other stuff that's going to get in the way. We have to move the stuff that's going to get in the way. And pens and snippety thing. I found the saw blade. See, that's what I was looking for earlier. I was looking for the saw blade. You can go in there, because then I know where you are. You can go on top of there. You can all move out of the way, just to clear some space on my desk, which is slowly losing more and more space each time I come and do these things. So this is to go under there. Now, have I misjudged it by... I've misjudged it essentially by the actual amount that is. Because, again, I'm clever. So, it will just pop you on there a second, and I only need to snip off just the tiniest little bits off these. Just the tiniest little bits. Problem is, this one is right on a nubbly bit, or a knobbly bit, or whatever you want to call it, which means it isn't going to cut overly easily. There we go. Now hopefully that should now slot in. Right underneath there. Get that lined up right again. With doing that a little bit closer to that, and hopefully when I put pressure on that in a second, it's going to pop it down. So I'm going to remove that for now. As I said, that is there for that purpose of being able to slot in and out, and I can use it as the template. That's the main thing for that section. So now how much do we wish to file down, and I need to get it to connect to the back of this and the underside here. Which will mean that I've got to file just this little extra bit off here. Today's break was slightly longer than usual. I did have a conversation with somebody while I was having a cigarette. Just a couple of plans for tomorrow. So let's just file those down so they are flush. And then hopefully that will help it glue where it needs to go. Also helps if you clear off some of the actual... In fact, that's going to help do that. Where's my big blob of stuff? There's a big blob of stuff. Just to help try and clean up the thingy a little bit. This hopefully will pull some of the grime and the chunks out. Fingers crossed anyway, that's the idea. Then hopefully this will now work a bit better on here. Whew. Filing is not fun, is it? Filing is not fun. Painting is a much better part of this project. I'm going to enjoy that a bit more. I'm glad I started the band off at least. Well, at least now there's something in there and it's started. So now we need, where's glue gun? There's glue gun. So we need glue across the top there, and we need glue down the side there, and then we need glue on the bottom of both of them pieces. And then we slide this in into here, knowing that we need to give as much room as possible for the actual box that's going to go in. And we do the same again with this one. Again, clean off as much of the rubbish and crap from it as we can. And then file that down so it's roughly flush with this. Is it the right side? No, I've gone for the wrong side again. Did it last time, didn't I? Did this with that one. Shaved down the wrong bloody side. In this case, I'm really taking chunks and quite a large amount of plastic off this side. It didn't work too well. So who's still hanging around? Just out of curiosity. As I said, it was a slightly longer break than usual today. Not by much, but still slightly longer. Who do we still have knocking around? We still got a couple of people. We still have a couple of people. Which is good. It means I'm not talking to myself. Apparently it's a sign of madness, that. Which I've had for years. It's just now I can pretend that I'm not talking to myself because there's a camera there. That's how that works. Well, at least in my head, that's how that works anyway. Ooh, doggy. So at least it's smooth now, it's just the removing of material. The actual... I've actually got to remove material now. At as fast a rate as possible. While still being accurate and not completely messing it up. See, that's already come off. Why is that coming off there? No, see, now I've got to glue this bit back on. Which means running a little bit of glue down into there. And then pressing that on as much as I can. And holding it there now. So hold that there like that. Then find my file again. Hold, stay in place please, thank you. I'm sorry about the noise. As I said, I'm trying to remove quite a large amount of plastic as quickly as possible. Oh me, oh my, how much this does fly. Time does hurry when you're having fun. Or at least when you're occupied anyway. My time is just flying. I thought I'd been further along than this at this time. I didn't realise it was... yeah. It is what it is though. It is what it is though. So now glue, glue, glue. So it's glue across the top beam. Glue across the bottom. Which I've just realised I've probably done the same mistake I've done in the other one, which is make it a little bit too tall. But we shall find that out when I try to put this under. Yep. So I do need to snip a tiny little bit off the bottom of each of these. Not much. Just enough to make it fit underneath. So it's about the same thickness as that bit. Is what you need to chop off. And then put the glue on the bottom there again. Good job I picked up a new one of these because it is running off. But then again I need to pick up another new one just so I can start making sprue. So that then becomes something else entirely. And that one's not locked in properly. Right. Let's see how well that actually holds. Because it's going to need to hold them up so we can actually do it. So we do have now a nice section here to build from. Which means these sections get to now be filed down to go on them, and I do need to trim them. And I don't mean cut them down, I mean I need to add something to get rid of that line in the middle so it's nice and flat and there's something there. I don't want it too big though, because otherwise you won't be able to see the guitarist over the top. Oh. Because these should drop in, hopefully. Quite nicely there. So I may be able to trim these extra bits off if I've got that on. But I will need extra bits to go at the front. So let's grab the bits box, the bits box, the bits box. let's go grab the bits box and see what bits we have. That's the wrong bits box. That's, I don't know what that was. Was that a bit of an arc? That was a bit of an arc. Right. Scenery bits box. Scenery bits box. Now what I'm looking for is some very specific pieces here. Some very, very specific pieces here, and they are essentially those pieces. So I've got one for that one. And now I need to find one for the other one. Of course I'm not going to be able to put my hands on it. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a bit of a broken one. Not quite long enough though. Dang it. I could put bits on it and attach. Ah, there we go. Is that going to be long enough? That's going to be long enough, but it's had the spike removed off this one. So that should be okay. But again, filing. Actually, no, I'm going to remove this bit with a blade because I want to get rid of all this. How do you do, man? You're Adam. My live is I'm building an Ork Rock stage. So in this case, let's move that for a second. So I have platforms for guitarists to go on. I have the front part where the lead singer's gonna go, and the drummer's gonna be coming up here-ish. So you can still get access to the buttons for the Bluetooth speaker. Because this should, I hope I've lined this up right. If I'm not lined this up right, I'm in trouble. That should fit in there snugly. What's not letting it fit is that bit there. Right, okay. So I put this section in, and again, what's stopping you? Something's stopping it. It's not too bad having that out, but I'd like it to be nice and flush. Well, yeah, that's. I have. Where's the bit with? Ah, there it is. It's on top of the template, that's why. So when I test it, it goes in at the right size and stuff. So this should, he says, putting it in very, very carefully. Because I've just knocked that out of place as well. Which isn't a bad thing because it wasn't actually in placed properly anyway. So once that goes under, I should still have enough room for, yeah, see there's the buttons and everything that's going to go at the back. So eventually all these are going to pop up through there, including the volume control. I've got to get that working yet, but yeah. So now I need to reposition this so it's going to be in the right place now. Which means putting a bit more glue. Under those pieces. And then applying pressure on there. That should hold that in, and then that should mean that this is in the right place to come through. If I can actually get it lined up even remotely right. What's stopping that from there? It's that leg. is one leg that wasn't quite in the right place, which was stopping me from getting it all the way forward. There we go. So there isn't much room behind, so I should be able to get a guitarist, and then drummer on here in front. I hope. Let's make sure I have actually got enough room for the drummer. Yeah, I do. I have enough room for the drummer. Just. But I want the guitarist to be slightly higher, which is why they're going to go on the other. What took that off for? I need that on there. So let's shave these down and then glue this onto the front, and then this can go up there, and then I can have another one go in the same place on this side. Yeah, that seems like it'll work. I hope to, anyway. It seems like it'll work to me. So now I've got to find my crafty knife, because I did pull out two of them, didn't I? One there for that one. Where's the other one gone? I pulled out two of them. I know I did. There's another one to go on this one, because I've got two. Now I know I pulled two out, but for some reason I can't find the second one. The one with the broken spiky bit. But I should have more in here anyway. So I've got two. I'm looking at that though. I don't like it. I want one going the other way. So unless I can find just a blank... Oh, wait a minute. Did I see a blank one of them a minute ago? Nope, that's a full one. Aha, see, there's a blank one. So now I can attach that to the blank one. And have it at the other side, so the spikes are both at the other side. I never do things the easy way, do I? I never choose things the easy way. One day I will, and I'm going to shock myself because I'm just going to fly through it. I know it's lazy mini painting, but at the moment I'm not painting, so the laziness doesn't quite hit in yet. But thank you very much, Adam. I will need all the luck I can get. So I'll do that on there, and then sand down that bit as well. So that's nice and smooth. And then get the glue. Bead it down there. Get this and glue it on. So now we have one going that way and one going that way. So we can have one at each side now. Which then gets glued to here once I've leveled it out, or at least found one that is remotely leveled. No, I'm better off with that side, okay. Perfect. Right, now I just need to do the same with the back of this, because there's lots of bumpy little bits and I need a good connection. I need good connection. Definitely need good connection. Otherwise, it all just falls apart and you end up with something that doesn't work. So sand it all off. Yeah, bits in my eyes. Not good. Right, and now glue down the back of here. I know, there's plenty of glue. And get the bit that we've just done there and glue that to that. And leave that on there to be hopefully flush. Or as flush as it can be. With it being arcs, it doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be close enough. So I'll leave you on there for a second. And then we do the same with this one. Which again, this, oh, that's not a good one. That's not a good one. That's not, this is just a bad one in general, isn't it? This is not a good one to be. I didn't get these last up. JD, I am making an Ork Rock stage. So, a subscriber sent me it was a stage that had Christmas lights on it, but it needed some TLC. Some things had happened to it, some things had not gone well with it. It needed some TLC, and they didn't have the time nor the inclination to be redoing the project. So instead, they offered it to me and said, "Laz, do you want me? Can you do anything with this?" And I looked at it and I went, "Yes." I can't remember where have I got the original picture still? Steve, did you send me the original picture on Discord? Please say you did. Please say you did. What was that? I can't remember what that is. Oh no, I can't remember what that is. Doesn't matter. That was painful. Haha. There we go. It's not the greatest picture in the world. I am pointing that out now. It is not the greatest picture in the world, but there we go. So that's the original Ork stage that I was given. Now, as I said, it's not the best picture, but none of that, apart from the lights, which some of them are Lego bits, so it is easy to get confused. None of that is electrically working. These are plant pots with like bottle caps and drink lids, and same with them. I, however, saw it and decided, I know something. I can put Bluetooth speakers in that. Even better, I can put Bluetooth speakers with lights in that. So that's what I'm doing. That's the plan now, is to install a Bluetooth speaker system into the Ork stage. Make it a little bit more extravagant, because they are the flashiest kids. And then by the end of it, I should be able to run music through this and have it all working nicey. And I just realised I've just shaved down the wrong one. So I'm supposed to be doing this one. And this one means that I've got to not only shave down the little plastic rivets, but I've got to take off the layer of paint on it as well. Otherwise, it is not gone. It's not going to bond. Oh, it's going to take a while. This one. It's going to take a while. This one, JD. It's going to take a very long time. Hopefully, I get it finished before October. That's my plan. I've got to get this all done and finished before October. Now, I did try to do the I did try to do the electronic side and messed it up quite spectacularly, but it was my first time, so I'm not too hard on myself with it. Oh, that's the back pieces. I need to keep them as well, because I've got to keep the back open as well, because power buttons, connection leads, stuff like that. Because you don't have to do it Bluetooth, you can do it via jack. So there are options, but I got it because I want to do it via Bluetooth. But I can still do it by jack because my phone can't. My phone's one of the few phones that still has one. And if you've got an Apple phone, then you're not connecting jack via jack, because they want everything connected via lightning lead now. So Apple can go get stuff they're not good for my project. Right, so now glue again. All along the bit that I've just freshly scraped up. Where's the other bit that I've just freshly scraped up as well? There it is. Attach that to there. Try and make it level with the bottom. And for that purpose, we also put it on here, just to give it somewhere to sit and rest. Then eventually it's going to go round to there, and then round to there. Okay, so they're going to be the two stands. So we'll have Mr. Bassy player stood over here, and Mr. Guitar-y player stood over there, and then singer down here at the front, and then eventually drummer up there at the back. And from here I need to build framework. So it's got to come up and over, so I can add Orky glyphs and Gretchen. Oh, what a wonderful, joyous thing this is going to be. So do I want to try and fill this in? Or do I want to make a small platform and just raise him up? No, because I don't want him too high. I do want him sat a little bit lower than the guitar players. But obviously front and centre, I want the Ork singer. Now he's going to have the LEDs behind him and the two speakers here and here. Which part of it should drop behind. I've got to do all the soldering for that. I may have to bring him further forward, so it may end up being another either 3-piece or single square piece coming out, just so I can bring him out further, because the lights end up coming out this far, just so I can keep him away from the board. But he's gonna have to come butt right. He's gonna have to butt right up to it. I'm getting there. He's working. The idea is forming in the old noggin, and I'm slowly getting there. I forgot to make a brew a minute ago. Oh well. I'm going to have to suffer and do without then, aren't I? That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm just going to have to suffer and do without. I didn't think of that. See, I've got that piece there. And that piece would go up and make... Well, essentially that'll make a good girder for a stage. I'm going to clip it out and see how it goes. Move you out of the way a minute. No, actually no, because I need to leave you there to know if this is going to reach over your head. So let's snip this out. Because if this works, this is going to be awesome. Because this is going to give me rigging. I just need to clip the basic shape out. Anything in the middle I can clip out afterwards once I've trialed it. Clippy, 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 snip, snip, snip. Yes, the voices in my head do like to sing, but sometimes I don't like to let them do a thing. Now they get let out 'cause the camera's in my face. And that's just happening 'cause we're part of the human race. So no, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go on. Oh, that does look like it'll go nicely, but it's gonna need some more support. Let's get the other one. Because if the other one goes on just as nicely, then yeah, that's gonna be the start of rigging. And I'll cut beams out and stuff from other sections. I've already got one of these built, in case you're wondering why I'm chopping this up, because it's a lovely model. It is a lovely model. I have one built and painted. Which is why I'm thinking I can get away with using the second one for bits. Well, not necessarily for bits, but for making things that aren't the initial model. It's one of the fun parts of doing this hobby. So, can we... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It's going to need a little bit of tacking up behind. So it's going to need a little bit of a bar in behind there. But in front of it is going the big orc face. He's got to. He's just got to. It's the only... Looking at it, this is the only place so far I have seen where it's just going to go, no, it needs to go there. It's the only place big enough for it. It's the only place it's going to have room for it. So it's going to have the orc face. Or the big stomper orc belly glyph. In the centre of this, I think. So let's trim these off so we can at least try to attach them. And then we can start putting the other speaker bits that were from the original one. We can start reworking those and putting them around the sides. So it's going to have to just be by hand that I hold this, isn't it? Because that's the connection point right there. As you can see, not exactly the biggest connection point in the world. And I'm wanting that on there. You're not holding, right? Okay, I might have to do this at a double go and just really just slap dash it on to get it to hold. Oh dear. Good idea, not working yet. Because it's leading too far back. You can see it going then, couldn't you? You could see it going. See, boom, gone. I'm going to need something that I can just attach to the back to hold them. This ain't it. You can't hold. We're going down, 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 down. So I'm just going to need a bit of something. A bit of something to go in the back section behind them and stop them from coming apart. Which in this case I'm just going to use a tiny bit of sprue. I'm going to look for my glue. I'm going to put my glue along there. I'm going to attach half of it to the back of that. Now hold that back in there, and hopefully the glue's still tacky enough to hold. Now get that in the right angle. And get this one. Good evening, Joey. How you doing, mate? I'm having trouble with structural integrity at the moment. So just so you can see there, it's got an archy bit over the top. I need to sort this out really more, don't I? So let's try putting you up there, and then if I can just rearrange that a bit like so. See, I don't want the light shining in the camera, but I want you to be able to see what I'm actually building. You chilling, Mum? You chilling? Can't blame you on that one. It's always good to have a chill. Be nice, relaxed. So I'm going to need a big long piece now to go from the middle all the way up, just to give it that central strut, which, let's face it, is a big old long piece of plastic. Or I need to jam something in under here to force them straight. Because they do seem to be wanting to tip that way at the minute. Where's my big bit gone? There it is. So this is the bit that needs to get glued onto there. The thing is, if I glue that onto there, there's a good chance that that might actually pull it forward. But I do need to try and make sure I've got a decent enough connection on it. Glue, 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 glue. And are you leaning again? You're leaning again. Don't want you to lean. I need you to be forward. So hopefully when I glue this on, it's gonna pull it forward. In this case, it is just gluing all the way along the back to make sure I can try and get as many connection points as possible for this. It may require more. Let's hold it in place now. Ideally, it's relatively straight would be good. Lot of holding in place. Lot of holding. Joey, have you had to speak with Alan yet regarding passports, plane tickets, timings? Whew. This is taking a while. This glue just does not want to set. That's even broke them two pieces apart. That's how bad that is. Yeah, burnout's a big thing for reactions. Because you're doing essentially the same thing every time. Alright, your content might be different. So what you're reacting to is different. Some of it might be comedy, some of it might be history, some of it might be something else. But at the end of the day, it's still a reaction. Same with mine. As much as I like this hobby, and it doesn't change. What I do is this hobby. It does not change. There might be different parts of the hobby, whether it's the building part, the painting part, even the playing part, very rarely. Why aren't you right? So you've got a bit of a connection there, a bit of a connection there, and a bit of a connection. So you're not exactly holding connections very well, this one. But at least I've got an idea now where the connections are going to be. So if I put the connection there on this one, and there on this one, and essentially just try and get it to the place where, right, that's where you're touching, is it? Okay. And then I can, if I could lie this down, that would be easier. Son of a bitch! Sorry. It's a bit loud, that one, weren't it? I've still got to run lights up this bit yet. And then definitely reinforce down there. Definitely need to reinforce down there. It's holding this. I'm giving it a good bonded connection. So although there are only small areas. Oh, ears have gone funny. Don't worry about that. I've got tinnitus. It happens all the time. See, that's pulling that forward way too much. There we go. There we go. Stay. See, now we've got the Ork glyph and the start of the Ork stage. As I said, the drummer is the one who ends up there. It only just bloody fits, in fairness, and that's only because I've managed to give him the little extended bass forward with the kick drum. But only just fitting is still fitting. And it has the nice big Ork glyph in front of him. Also, just it behind him. That's good. So now we need to start bulking it out. So we have plenty of Orky bits. That we can plug in. Am I going to get to be able to do what I wanted to do with the Christmas lights? Let's find out. Let's actually remove them from the old rigging. Hopefully without breaking any. That's the good thing, isn't it? We want to try and do this so we don't break any. Right. Do I have it all disconnected now? I've got that song stuck in my head, but I don't want it. It's fucking annoying. So we don't try to sing instead. We're gonna go to the places that we know. If that isn't the technical way to do stuff, people, please don't just grab stuff with your teeth and start pulling. Take care of your teeth. My teeth are knackered already, which is why I'm not quite as careful as I probably should be. Especially when I'm taking this off, because that does not look like it wants to come out. That certainly does not look like it wants to come out. Let me just check that everything's still working, including the two that I'm trying to dislocate, which are a red one and a green one. There we go. And then we get the clippers out and we try and remove the Lego brick from around it. Didn't want to cut up all the Lego bricks. I want to try and keep some of these. But sadly, this one does not wish to come out. So Lego brick gets removed. And if I have to get the big wire cutters out, I will get the big wire cutters out. There we go. Big wire cutters it is. This Lego brick does not want to play freaking games. Or should I say this Lego brick wants to play games, and I'm not in the mood for it. Also, Joe, you also have a full 9-to-5 job, so you don't really need to do. Yeah, you choose more of an option for you than no, I need to do this to make a living, because you make a living. Obviously, those people who quit or leave their jobs, not necessarily quit the jobs, they leave their jobs because for various reasons, and if you then become reliant on YouTube for your income, that makes it a whole different ballgame. Because now you are reliant on YouTube for income, which is not a good thing. in fairness, if you're gonna go relying on YouTube for income, you're probably better off going down a Patreon route. Especially if you've got enough subscribers and a big enough community that's willing to do that. Patreon's by far better. But you still have to run some kind of content. Speaking of which, I still need to set up my one-to-ones with my whole 2 Patreon subscribers. Yes, you heard that right. I have a grand total of 2, which will be going back down to 1, probably, in the next near future. Don't get me wrong, it still helps do exactly what it's supposed to do, which is help me fund and get things for these projects. That is what I spend my Patreon money for. And my buy me a coffee money, and any money that gets donated gets put back into the channel in some way, shape or form. I would have liked to have had it set up earlier so I could have subscribed to Combat Patrol as opposed to rely on the newsagents, but it is what it is, and there's not much I can do about it now. Ah, nearly got me in the face. Right, so let's find the end, and we need to start down here and then start working up on here, but then we need to move it round the back, and ideally we want basically not you, because you're the awkward one. Will you fit in the nose better? Yeah, you fit in the nose better, that's good. I don't know, that's very wobbly, and I'm trying to do stuff like put lights through eyes and noses and things. But this is just a tester to see if it would work and to see how it would look if I was to do it this way. Right, so now he's got 3 things in his face. Slow, is that slow fade? Or is that just on? That's slow fade, that's twinkle, that's steady on. Steady on now. But as you can see, there will be lights around the stage, especially in the nose and eye sockets of the big, yeah, that thing. The big art face. So that will work by the looks of it. I've just got to be careful and reinforce it, because I've already just pulled it off a bit there, because that is a tight squeeze. I may have to, yeah, I'm going to have to pull that off and resort that out once I've taken this out of it. Oh, come on. There we go. No, that's come out of there. Definitely going to have to re-glue that now. I need lots of glue on this. But I need the eyes to be free and I need the nose to be free. No worries, Francois. She's been bloody wonderful, she has. She has been absolutely wonderful. So now, along with that, nope, can't glue that on there yet because that's not glued. If that was glued, that would be a different matter, but it's not. We have it in place. We have it in place. So now we need to glue the two platforms in place for the guitarists, which is along there and along there. Line up, put it against that, and the guitarist can, the bassist can go on there now. And let's take the lead guitar off and do the same with this side. There we go. Move all them lights again. At least we know they work. And the guitarist goes back up there. And we do have girdery bits from Lego. And we have other bits that I need to repair. Now, which way round do these go so I can repair them? They go that way. But do I want them that big, or do I want them as smaller 3 sections up here and then put the big ones down here on the side? Because I've still got to find a way to fit them on. And I'm thinking doing 3 sets of 3 small ones up here and then putting the larger ones down here. And then I can try and card box them off and glue onto it from there. So it should be okay, I hope. There's a lot of hot glue to take off. A lot of hot glue. This is how Steve put it together originally, was just lots and lots of hot glue. It worked, don't get me wrong, it worked. It absolutely unking smashed it when it came to putting it together like that. But I have my own ideas, which Steve was aware of. So there's certain bits I'm going to take out, like the bits of hot glue we put in to try and replicate the inside of a speaker. I'm going to use Warhammer bits. So in the middle of each one of these, he's going to get an arc lift. But I'm also going to remove all of this hot glue from off the side, just so it's easier for me to glue it onto later. I know some people are going, but if you leave the hot glue on, you've got something to glue to. But yeah, but it's all bumpy and wonky and not quite how I'd need it. So there's slide you back. There we go. Right, put that one down there. Take that off. Take the blob of glue off out the middle. I think he's got a little blob of glue in the middle there. I'm going to take that out. Well, I'm running longer than usual tonight. I'm running a lot longer than usual tonight. Although, as I said, I did forget to take my tablet. Not my tablet, I did forget to make a brew earlier. So that makes it all the more fun. Now I could use them actually, couldn't I? And put them on the inside. Because they are orcs, they would use things that might not necessarily be used by normal races of the galaxy. But I would like orc glyphs as well. Because obviously stuff like this would go really well inside. Even if it's just a little bit. Then I could also use them to cover up bits like this. No, yeah, use them to cover up the thingy bits. Use these for the circly bits. But I've got to have better circly bits than that. And I'm going to need 6, 7. I'm going to need at least 8. So let's go looking. Let's go looking. I've got 1. So and by the looks of it, I'm only going to have the 1. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I mean, I could take the bits out of the tracks there, and they're going to be a bit too, but they're not archy. They're Mechanicus skulls. They are definitely Mechanicus skulls. There's no getting around that. I do have 2 of those. So rather than clipping that one out, let's see what it looks like inside. No, that looks okay. That looks okay. We're going to go with them. I've got 2 of them, which means I've got 2 big enough to go inside these. And I can orc glyph all the other stuff later with smaller things. So where's my snooper glue? There's my snooper glue. Where's my pin to open it? There's my pin to open it. And how is everybody? Has anyone come to join me late? Anyone stayed here since the beginning and is thinking this guy's a fucking nutter? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying most people only ever get to that conclusion once they've been here since the beginning. So put glue in there. Now, the most disgusting but versatile glue activator is human liquids. And now that shouldn't take too long to set. Let's clip the other one out. With snips if I can find them. This song's doing my head. It's going round, round, round my head. I wish it wasn't, because I can't stand it. But it's catchy and it stayed right there. Boom, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Hopefully, I believe we have. And I think Buzzard's still here. Although Buzzard will be busy as well doing other things. Because he figured out it's a really good idea to have me in the background and then just go do other shit. Because you can get other shit done while I'm getting my shit done. Trim them down a bit. Get the glue. Put it over the bottle cap. Put the glue out of the way now. Go. And put that in. So now we've got them two being the speakers that are gonna go here-ish. And then we have two sets of speakers to go up here. But that's going to take a lot more structural integrity. So that's going to be what I'm going to have to look into next regarding the actual build itself, is making it structurally sound at the back. But I still need to make sure I've got the room to slide the Bluetooth speaker in afterwards. I'd like it to be able to be removable should anything happen and it needs repairing, but I want it to look like it's meant to be in there. So it's going to be very, very awkward. It is not going to be easy. It's just going to be one of them pain in the backside things that's going to happen. So clean up the back of them. And then, yeah, that makes those. I suppose I could actually, maybe, if I fit them in there, I could have, no, definitely better there, aren't they? Fitting nicely in between that lot. That's definitely a better option. Now structurally, I'm not sure how I'm going to shore this up properly. It may be just big pieces of plastic going in, jutting at an angle, pushing at the back here just to force that up, but I'm going to have to do something else just to help support that. Because if I take this out, please come out, please come out, please come out. Yeah, it will, it will. It's just going to take a little bit of persuading. There we go. So that will come out, which is the rough shape of the Bluetooth speaker itself. Oh dear God, I just looked at the mess that's down beside me. There's a lot of it. So I can't fill in this gap in here because this section needs to stay clear so I can slide the speaker system in and out. But what I can do is take things like ladders, that one, or that one, and then I can glue it to the back along this and then up to attach that there just to help stabilize that, as well as a few extra connectiony bits in just to loop them round and give it more support and strength. Along with sections like these, which would come in very, very handy. Chains would be nice as well, but that's a very long section. That's a very long section. I'm going to have a bit of a think while I wait to see if this falls apart. It's probably not the best way to do things. But yeah, that's essentially what I'm waiting for, is to see if things fall apart. So that's where we're at the minute. Ish. And once again, I've got to move that to there. Otherwise, you don't get half the things in. There we go. Right, I'm going to go for nicotine again because this is stressful. So once again, I'm going to small break, which means the Rogues Then Hobbies thing goes up. And I go find Arius Nation again and put up the music. Oh, we're getting quite far through the pop punk album.
When the hearts collapse, we rise, burning out their hollow lies. In the dark, we light the flame. We're the ones who won't remain. We're the ones who won't
Whispers break on a sleepless line. Every word falls out of time. Empty echoes, nothing new, but I still reach for you. Every signal drifts away, but the static makes me stay. Through the quiet, through the gray, I still hear you anyway. When the signals fade tonight, I'll still keep your voice inside. Through the silence, through the rain, I'll remember all the same. Every light in the distance fades. Every promise the silence made. Still I wait on the other side for the words we never tried. Every signal drifts away, but the static makes me stay. Through the quiet, through the gray, I still hear you anyway. When the signals fade tonight, I'll still keep your voice inside. Through the silence, through the rain, I'll remember all the same. Even if the sound is gone, I'll keep holding, I'll hold on. Every silence, every ache is the proof that hearts don't break. When the signals fade tonight, I'll still keep your voice inside. Through the silence, through the rain, I'll remember all the same. I'll remember all the same. I'll remember all the
Sometimes it just doesn't work the way you want it to, does it? I'm back. Hello. Move that so it's not shining in your eyes. Let's see if I can move that to there. That makes it easy, doesn't it? Right. So these two bits here that I've used, just in case anyone's wondering, came from this model. And you're supposed to put them together and put the chains on. You're supposed to have a giant claw and be like that. Obviously, I've not done that. I've used it as support strap. But that's what you're supposed to use it for. That's what it's main. That's what it was made for. That was its intended purpose. Now, how to add structural integrity to this without blocking off all the back. I'll tell you one thing, it certainly ain't easy. It's certainly not easy. Now this, in case anyone's wondering, this is the main camera. That's why that's in the way at the minute. Close that. And off we go again. Right, so I need structural integrity this time. So I'll move these out of the way, because they're not actually going to provide any structural integrity. And put them back in the box of the bits of the stuff that I know that I need to use, or that I pulled to one side to use. Move the 1, 2, 3 blocks. Don't need them right at this second. And move some of the extra gubbins and stuff that I was going to use just to help make it look good. Then let's see if we can find some bits that are going to help essentially bring this forward properly, because it is a bit too far back. So I need something to bring this forward. What do I? Is that actually? No, I just need something to brace that section, really, don't I? I'll put them back in there. And let's have and that. Move the pin for my super glue. And let's have a spin around. Hopefully without it all falling over. Because it is very, very back heavy, this. Very back heavy. Slowly and carefully spin it round. So what we need to do now is need to structurally strengthen this bit. Which I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do. I'm not going to lie to you going, yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing. I haven't got a bleeding clue. My thought is essentially just fill it all in with bits of sprue and plastic and stuff and just... yeah. Get it so it's that overloaded with it, it just can't move. Let's see. That bit should go there and that should help a bit. That should help somewhat anyway. So we'll glue essentially this little bit here, which glue nozzle's dried, need to have the nozzle cleaner. Need the nozzle cleaner. Fire. Ooh, look at that black smoke. That's toxic smoke, is that? And I don't mean in the modern, I don't mean like that. I mean genuinely, I just don't breathe that shit in. That's not good for you. Right. Hold you on. You made it, Joe! You made it. You did. I shall turn this round in a minute and you can have a proper look. That bit needs gluing back together. And holding in place. This definitely needs something to straighten it like that. Or does it? Is that actually... no, that's way too flimsy, isn't it? So that's definitely going to need something up the back just to Yeah. You get what I mean, I hope. No, it's actually, it is supposed to be slanted like that. Okay. But I still need something here and here. I still need something down at the bottom. Just to give it a grip on the other side. It doesn't need to be big in this case, which is good. So just something small like this so I can... Again, you can't see because of how I've got this. But I just need something small down here just to brace that on to give it something else on the other side. Ideally the thickest side possible, which is going to be that one. This glue is running low. Again, good job I had a bit of a trip with Northern to Element Games. I'll just hold that on the back there. I mean, you can see it wobbling while I'm holding it, so that's not exactly a good sign, is it? Get a good old clamp on there. And clip out another bit for the other side. This is where getting lots of little bits of sprue does help. So how are you doing, Joe? You know, it's been a while since you've been in, man. How's everything going on your end? I hope it's all fun and games and happiness and joys. So that should now hold that to that. I hope. I hope. I really hope. Okay, so you're balancing quite precariously on there, but you're still balancing, which is good. Right, and you've come off there. Why have you come off there? You go on there again. I'll hold this bit to try and stop it from falling off. And there's got to be some bits, other bits that I can glue into behind here just to help it. There's got to be something. Let's try a little circly thing. I don't know what it's for. I'm not 100% what it's for, but I'm going to try a little circly thing. I want to put glue on both sides and I'm going to try and slot it in down the back there. And hopefully that's going to solve the problem of the Ork face not getting a good connection. And then I can start the glyphs on the other side. I hope. So in this case, tiny little bit of glue on here and some on the other side here, and then fingers crossed I can kind of pop that in there, and then that needs a little bit of glue down in there just to help that connection. Right, so hopefully that's going to help hold that in place. It's not the sturdiest thing at the moment, but I can build up once I've got the actual speaker set in, I can start building around the edges at the back. You come off before you fall. Right, so let's go around the front again, and let's see what we can do regarding orc glyphs that might also help. Don't fall. Okay, so now we can start looking at orc glyphs. Like this one, which I wanted to put up here. So there are some orc glyphs scattered around. And it's not all Imperial-y stuff, even though that's majority of the stuff that they've looted is Imperial. They still have orc things scattered around. As they would, because they're orcs. Why wouldn't they have orky things and orc glyphs scattered around? Because orcs do. They slavish everything all over the place. Oh, this one's going to come over here. So that's two orc glyphs. One's an indented one and one's a pushed out one. So they're not the exact same, even though it's a very similar face. But it is orcs, and they use basically the same styles for glyphs and things for most things. There we go. Now I can have teeth going up and spikes going up. I just can't have too many. Right, I can't have much in the way of him. So he is going to need some kind of... He's going to need something to stand on, isn't he? Essentially. He's going to need something that fits in there that he can stand on. So I'm going to try for one of these. Just one of these ones. And see if that does actually give him something he can stand on, with the clips at the bottom hopefully helping to hold it onto the back. Not overly too concerned about anything cropping out the front, especially where these are concerned for them to stand on. But I definitely need something in that middle section for him to go on, and I can't extend it out the back because that's where all the controls are going to be. So I can't cover the controls. So hopefully this is going to go... Nope. That just fell right through. And I would put it that way. Is that actually going to be good enough for him to... Just about. It's only just about gonna work, I think. No, because it's something on the underside of this. Oh, that. Oh, wait a minute. If I can put it the other way around, that might work. I'll put it that way around and remove this section, I think. Yeah. If I can have it that way around and remove the majority of this section, I should be okay with that. So, snippet it, and I'm just going to take all those pipes off. And just for continuity, I'm going to take the edges of that off as well. So now I'm going to put that on there. That should sit okay, and I just need to get it relatively central. Have I got two I can do that with? No. Is there anything else that looks better to do that with than that? I mean, I could chop up ladders. That's not going to work either. Too big is the answer to that. That's too big as well. Sadly. Oaks! Yes. Yes, Blue Thing, you are right. We're doing oaks. And we're making bed. And we're making a stage for him to go, whoa! No, I am not mentally stable. In case anyone's asking what's going on with this guy. He's crazy. just to clarify that for people. He's nuts. Or he's crazy. Or he's not exactly sane. Oh. 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 That might just be the piece. No worries, Joe. Hope you feel better soon, though, mate. Hope you do feel better soon. Right, so I am going to have to remove a bit of this bit here, and I'm just going to straight up take that off. And I've got to remove a bit of this so that the drum can come through. You know, like you do. Just have to clip in and hack at the bits that you don't want. Because the squid kick has to come through. There needs to be room for the kick drum. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So I'm going to gouge a big chunk out the front there. And then I didn't want to take all of it off. I wanted to keep some. Which means I'm going to have to glue it back on. Which means glue down here. And this bit. And glue that back on there. Now these are probably going to get arc glyphs over the top of them as well. Do we get to do wars? Ah, blue. Do we get to do wars? In fact, I'm just gonna go get the song. Sod it. There we go. So we've got the two guitarists, we've got the drummer, and now we've got the singer at the front. We're doing well. We're doing well. Obviously, we've got the rest of the stage there above them as we go. We're doing alright. We're doing alright. Got to glue that in place though. Which means I need to find my file again. Which once again has gone bloody missing. Where's my file? No, that's not my file, that's plastic card. No, plastic card phone call. Right, so rather than using a file, I'm going to have to use a knife. So, wish me luck for not cutting my fingers off. And I'm not actually a real orc, so I don't stitch it back on and it works. I've got to be really careful. started making horrible noises, which doesn't help. I don't like this noise. Horrible noise. But I do need to clean the plastic so it'll glue. See? If you don't clear the plastic, you don't get a good bond. So you've got to make sure you remove all the paint off where the plasticky bit is going to go. Or where the bit you're going to glue, anyway. And hopefully that'll work now. Hopefully. Do that, close that, do that. Glue along there. Glue along there. Orientate it correctly. And is it only going to be the back bit that gets glued? It's only going to be the back bit that gets glued. Yeah, it'll work though. As long as it works, that's all that matters. There we go. So we can go, whoa! Huh, what is it good for? Getting lots of teeth. I'm gonna be rich. Right, arc lifts, more arc lifts. Where are all my arc lifts? I know I've got more arc lifts somewhere. Arc glyph. Arc thingy. Arc glyph. Another arc thingy. Yeah, it's attached to my sleeve. Don't want that. Another arc glyph. Another arc glyph. Another. I'm finding lots of them. Oh, is that one of the fisty ones? It is one of the fisty ones. Okay. I have more arc glyphs than this. This is just my initial setup of arc glyphs. I do have a few more arc glyphs than just this. I've also got spikes and stuff as well, which is good. Which I'm also going to grab now. Because those are going to go along in to fill these sections. Snippy, snip, 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 snips. Found them. They're right there. Now, where did I get my Ork song through Discord? And I believe it was from, well, I know who it was from. There it is. Almuth. Download. Go to that. Pause, please. Pause. Thank you. Now I can close Discord again. And I can close whatever that is. And I can bring that up. And I should be able to in a moment, hopefully. I'm going to mute me while I'm just doing a bit of clipping. I can play the song. Audio desktop on mute.
Always greater fun and great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get crunk. attacking, boys.
Gotta say, I'm still quite proud of that. Between me and Almouth. I was the vocals. Almouth did the music. And between the two of us, I think we did alright. Whoa! Go get 'em, boys. You know, just to prove it is me. Completely a cappella. No twiddling. No fancy stuff. Just me doing me. I need some more spikes for the other side. This is going to take a while. One by one we glue the spikes on. One by one they all gonna get done. One by one we glue the spikes on. We don't know what's more. We can count 1, 2, 3. We get to 4. We don't need no more. 'Cause lots is what happens when you get more than 4. You get lots. Lots. Lots of boys. Lots of Daka. You know what I mean. You can do it. Get it done. Get that Daka. No, I'm not on drugs. And that's how you can tell. If I was, I wouldn't be doing that as much. Well, I am on drugs, but the prescription drugs, so I'm allowed them. It's not like it's a naughty kind. These ones the doctor said I need, so I need them. Doctors also said I should be doing therapy and I should be doing this as therapy. They've got no fucking idea, have they? If they knew honestly what it entailed to do this, they wouldn't have been saying, do this as therapy. Which, strangely enough, it works. I don't understand that bit, but it does. I get to let little bits of my head out. Which I don't let out in general life. Because people don't know how to deal with you when you're walking down the street going, whoa! They don't deal with it very well. So now we've got spiky bits along there. And something for everybody to stand on. Which is nice. But I do need extra archy glyphs other places. But I need to make sure that they will fit and glue. So I think that'll glue down there with that bit down there and a bit down there. So there and there. And then we take it to this and we fit it on. So then we have extra arctic lift there. Orky face. Orky face. Where's Orky face go? That's gonna go up here somewhere, I think. In fact, perfect. It can go right there. Now, what else do I have? I need a big section to go over here. So I think what I'll do is I'll take that bit and have that there. It's got a big hole in it. Dun, 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 dun. So rather than try and be precise and get bits on there, I'm just going to cover the back of this and hold down. Now this is true Ork technology. I am gluing it all together with a wing and a prayer and using belief that it's going to stay in place. Again, glue on the back of this glyph. And this one can go over here. Oh, that's upside down. I don't suppose it really matters with an Ork thing being upside down, but it does to me. So therefore it does for the build. Perfect. I do want to try and cover as much of the sprue bits as I can. So any little things that can fit can go on, then I'm quite happy with. What I'm not happy with is dropping my bloody snips. Oh yeah. Not that I'm using my snips right now, but I don't want to drop them. And just some little glyphs somewhere. You don't have to be big glyphs. You just have to be noticeable. Bit of a met glyph. This big old spanner. Go up there. Where's this one gonna go? I'm not sure. I kind of want to put it here just to help cover some of the Imperium stuff. Same with the big Goth skull. I want that going over here, but this might need super glue. Just because there's paint behind it. Dang it. Don't fall. Just go in place. Go in place and stay there. There we go. And we have one more spanner. I'm going to put the spanner down here. And that's all the loose ones. Do have others, but I want to save them for other pieces. So there we go. We have got one heck of an stage being built. Now, I don't think this is going to help. Or if it is, it's not going to help as much as I want. So let's have a look, shall we? What have we done tonight? Well, we have, as you can see, we've started the Ork glyphs. We've started the upper half of the stage. Obviously, this big section is where the LED boards and the speakers are going to go. So this will be filled in. And then we've got the rest of the stage being built up. So from there, we do have lights that can go on now to a degree. And we tried them earlier and they worked. So yay fucking hey. Woo fucking who. I'm happy. I don't know about you. Now, I'm not going to try and poke it through noses and eyes and stuff this time because it's not sturdy enough. I'm going to have to wait till I'm actually permanently put it in to get that done. But as a rough idea, we start down here and we go up round here and up round here and all the way around here. Sod it, if I can get that to poke through, that'll be alright. Just to hold it in place. No, how about there? Yeah, you'll do. Just hold it. Just stay there so the rest of it doesn't fall down. In fact, you're going to be better off going through there just to stop it from falling down as well. As well as you through there. And then everything else can kind of go round. Drop down if you have to. Wherever you're going to fit. You can go there. You can hook on that. You can go down there. Right. Let's have a look. Ooh. 3, 4, 5, 6 for the slow fade, 7 for the twinkle, 8 is just on. So plenty of lights on it already, and I've got the LED board to work through, which I've already started. And it's upside down there, is it? No. It does kind of say WA using one of each letters, W-A-G-H, and that's going to go in there but from behind, so that he's going to be stood in front of the LED board, and that's where the actual speakers are going to go in these sections, which are going to be real speakers. See, real speakers, control module board and all sorts. So it is going to be a fully electronic working device. Well, that's the plan anyway. But I have lights, I have stage built, I have potential of knowing what's going to happen and what it's going to look like. As I said, this actually needs to go in from behind, otherwise it doesn't actually fit. And even then it's a bugger. You were supposed to fall off, you little shit. It is a bit of a tight squeeze. But as you can see, it will go in. So when it does work, there will be lots of things going on behind him. And please don't glue yourself to this when I want you to glue yourself to the window. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. But what's the boss say? What does the boss say? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's what the boss says. Well, I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to move that though, because it's not big enough to do what I want it to do. Do I have another? Just one. If we have one more piece of the phone call that's not been cut up, then I'll be happy. Look what I found. I found a whole piece of foam core. A whole piece. So that means I can do that. Find something I can put behind it that's going to hold it up. Like the big bottle of primer. Or apparently not. Nope. Nope, nope. That bottle of primer just went right over. 1, 2, 3 blocks. You fucking idiot. Put the 1, 2, 3 blocks there. And now put the big piece of foam core behind. And that holds up better. Where's my phone? I've lost my phone. I need to take a picture of this, so I know where I'm up to, and I can plan for the future. Oh, that's not going to help take a picture of it, is it? There we go. That looks better. Try and get these lights up and around the actual rigging as opposed to hanging behind it. That didn't work either. Where's the boss falling over? That's better. Right. Now let's go get a camera. I'm going to take a picture of this to see how well it's working and how well it's going. But I'm also going to move a lot of my stuff out of the way before Sparkles comes down in the morning and absolutely mothers me for having all this all over the floor. It also means I can get out of the way easier. So let's take a few pictures. If I can find my coat and my phone. Because I left my coat in my phone, because that's clever of me, you know. And now let's see what it... My photographing capabilities are not very good. Right, let's see what that looks like. So if we actually zoom in Oh no, it's not too bad if I zoom in. You get to see most things. I'm just going to have to crop it down. So edit, of course. Crop. Bring that in there. Bring that in there. Done. Save. Replace original file. And now I'm going to upload this onto Discord. So if it ever loads up. Bloody Nora. This takes a while, doesn't it? Whip. And then Ork stage so far. So if anyone does want a better look at this, there is a picture in my Discord in work in progress. Move this back out of the way. And then bring this back down. But that's the Ork stage so far. I think I've done alright. I have been going since 9:30, so it's like 4 hours now, near enough. I'm getting tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not 100% sure what to do right now with the rest of this. I mean, obviously it needs painting, it needs spraying, and it needs sorting out with colour. But I'm going to have to take all the lights off it, all the models off it, and paint it separately. And paint it without the Bluetooth speaker set being in. It is going to be the red and yellow from the original, because I'm running flash kits now. I was running Luther's not freebooters, what were they called? Death Skulls. I was running Death Skulls originally because we were going to do blue. I've chose blue for my Space Marines, so I can't do blue for my Orks. So I've gone for yellow because I've got World Eaters who are going to be red. I don't like to have armies clashing in colours. So I'm going to go for yellow with the Orks and make them Bad Moons. So it's going to be red and yellow Ork stage. And obviously you can't afford all this without a lot of teeth, and Bad Moons had a lot of teeth. So until Thursday next week, when I continue with this project, especially the plastic and the painting side, I might do some electronics on Monday, I don't know. But definitely on Thursday I'll be carrying on with this. But I look forward to seeing everybody who's came today. If you want to see more, please subscribe. It'll let you know when I'm going live. I only do lives, I don't do videos. So if you want to catch them, you have to catch the lives. I'm sorry. But yeah, Monday, Thursday, next week. Models I'm using as normal. I might do some electronics. Wednesday I'm going to try to get back onto the World Eaters, more of a work in progress than Combat Patrol. And then Thursday carrying on with this, either putting the Gretchens together to find out where they're going to go in the rigging, giving them more rigging to work on and be stood on and go round, but bulk it out a little bit more so it's not as thin and flimsy. So that's going to be the plan for next week. Thank you very much for everybody who's been to see me today and either hit the like, spend time with me, talk to me. Mate, blue thing, mate, setting me off with the Orks, whoa, perfect. Thank you. Other than that, please enjoy the rest of your weekend. I won't see you now till next week. And so long, have fun and drive safe.